Alright, in this lesson, we're gonna start talking about SEO. And if you're not familiar with SEO, it is search engine optimization. Basically, you do everything you can to appear higher in Google search results. Alright, let's start by asking ourselves a very simple question. What is a search engine? So, search engine can be google.com, bing.com, duckduckgo.com, and any other search engine. There are plenty of them nowadays, but the most popular one is obviously Google, and this is where we're gonna focus the most. And when we are talking about search engine optimization, we usually are talking about optimizing our content so we would appear higher in Google search results. And actually, there's a good old saying in SEO world: if you want to hide a dead body, you should use the second page of Google search results because no one goes there. So your goal is to make sure that you do everything you can to appear in the first page of Google search results. And the best case scenario it would be to appear in the top 3 results. And of course, if you can, the best option would be to appear in the first position of Google search results. So how do we optimize our website? So mainly we have two ways to optimize our website. We have on-page SEO and we have off-page SEO. Alright, let's talk about on-page SEO. So in short, on-page SEO means that you do everything you can in your hands, in your power, to optimize your website. So this is where you can use all tactics, all tricks yourself on your website, not anywhere else, but on your website pages to optimize your content. And how we do that? So we do keyword research, we optimize our content with keywords, we use interlinking, and of course, good user experience is also important. So how we do this keyword research, you might be wondering. So for this, we usually use tools to do our keyword research for our content, for our products, and such tools could be Ubersuggest, SEMrush, Ahrefs. The last two, they are quite expensive, and I usually like to do keyword research with Ubersuggest. It's much cheaper version, and if you're gonna use this tool, you're gonna get 7 days free trial. So I highly recommend you to check out this tool. And if you are building a website for your native audience, for your native language audience, Ubersuggest also has an option to choose various different countries and various different languages, so that's very convenient. And when we are doing a keyword research, we also check our competitors. So you probably already know your competitors, and if you know those competitors, you know their products, you know their blog posts, you know their content, and you can, for example, take their product page. If you're gonna sell a similar looking product, you can take this product page and you can run it through your keyword research tool like Ubersuggest, and this tool will let you know how much traffic this specific product, specific page is getting, for what keywords it's ranking, and what keywords are bringing this product the most traffic. And maybe you're gonna see some other keywords for this particular product isn't ranking high because it's not optimized for these particular keywords, and this is where you can take advantage of that, and you can take, let's say, this keyword, and you can use this keyword for your product, and you can try to optimize your product using this keyword because that's not the keyword your competitor is using. So this is where you can take advantage when you are analyzing your competitors. And of course, when you are analyzing your competitors, you're gonna get some keyword suggestions. All right, so now you know how that works, what we use, but you might be wondering, what is a keyword? So basically, keyword is just a phrase or phrases people use to look for information, for news articles, for blog posts, for products, for images, or anything like that in Google. So let's say in my case, I have a keyword wooden train toy, and I did my keyword research and I found out that people are searching for this keyword. This keyword is getting quite a lot of monthly searches, and that means people are interested in this product, they are looking for it, and this is a popular keyword. When I'm working with products, I cannot just come up with random names for products because it doesn't necessarily mean that people are looking for these products in these specific words. So that's exactly what keywords are. Keywords are just the phrases people type in Google search to look for information, for products, or anything else. So like I said, we look for popular keywords that people actually use to find information, to find products. But when we have a fresh website, our goal is to find not so competitive keywords. So basically that means not a lot of websites are optimizing their content, their products using those keywords, because they are less popular, but they are still quite popular because people still use to look for information. And that's why we aim at those keywords that are less competitive. That means there are less websites that are optimizing their content using those keywords, and just because it's less competitive, we have higher chances to appear in higher position of Google search results. When we're gonna do a keyword research, you're gonna see it yourself. I'm gonna do this in later lesson, but right now my goal is to give you a better understanding what are keywords, how they work, and basically you would have a solid foundation of SEO. All right, let's talk about short tail keywords. So keywords are usually in two types. There are short tail keywords and there are long tail keywords. Usually short tail keywords are up to 3 words, and usually they are very competitive. They are more difficult to rank. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I'm writing a blog post about Bengal cats. It's just 2 words, but this keyword is very popular. Around 200,000 people from US look for this keyword, look for this information, and obviously it's gonna be difficult to rank for this keyword. So you have to take this in consideration when you are publishing blog posts, when you're adding products or anything like that. So for example, when you're adding a product, you could name your product wooden train. In this case, it's a short keyword, but it's gonna be way more competitive because it's a short tail keyword and more people look for this type of keyword. If you would use wooden train toy, it's gonna be a bit less competitive, of course, but it's gonna have less monthly searches. If you're gonna use a longer keyword, that's gonna be a long tail keyword, and in this case could be wooden train toy set. So now we have 4 words in this keyword, and that's a long tail keyword. Of course, it's gonna be less competitive because less people are looking for this type of product, and it's gonna be a bit easier to rank in the first page of Google search, just because there are less websites that are targeting this keyword and there are less people who are looking for this keyword. And I kind of already talked about long tail keywords. So the long tail keywords usually have more than 3 words. They are less competitive, they're easier to rank. And I'm just gonna give you a good example. When I'm working with one of my projects that is focused on cats, I found out a quite easy to rank keywords, and they are long tail keywords. So here's one example: can cats eat oranges? It's a long keyword, it has a lot of words, but it has quite a lot of monthly searches, but not a lot of websites they use this keyword to rank for because it's not so popular, but that's something people want to know, and that's why this is a good keyword. So when you're gonna be doing keyword research, pay attention how competitive it is, how many monthly searches it gets, and maybe you're gonna find some other variations for this keyword that's gonna be less competitive, but maybe it's gonna have almost the same amount of monthly searches. So that's why it is important, and we're gonna dive into this a bit deeper when we're gonna do the keyword research. All right, let's move on. So before we talk how we optimize our content, our products, there are some phrases you should know. So what means SERP or SERPs? So it simply means search engine result page or search engine result pages. So basically it means Google search result page. So basically that's what it means. Meta title. So meta title means that's the title of your product or your blog post or your website that you see in Google search, in SERPs, in Google search results. So when you type a keyword in Google search, you get a lot of results, a lot of websites. And those websites, they have their meta title, that's just the title. And underneath this meta title, we have meta description. So that's what is meta title and meta description. Image title. So that's kind of self-explanatory. When you add images to your products, to your blog posts, you add titles. And when you add those images, you're gonna also have an opportunity to add alt text to these images. And you have to use those 2 fields, image title and alt text, to add your keywords. And once we're gonna do this in practice, you will see how it works. And now we can move on to the next slide. So how we optimize our content, our blog posts, our products, our categories with keywords. So first of all, once we find our main keyword that we want to use, we include this main keyword in meta title. Once we do this, we include this keyword in our meta description. When we're gonna install an SEO plugin, you will see it yourself that you will be able to add those meta title and meta description, and you will see how it works. But when you are adding meta description to your SEO tool, and I will show you how that works, it doesn't necessarily mean that Google pick up on this meta title description that you added to your SEO tool. That's why when you're writing descriptions for your products or when you're adding blog posts, the best case scenario is to include your main keyword, the focus keyword that you just did research on, in the first sentence of your product description, because that's how Google gonna pick up on your description. And once someone's gonna look for a specific product that you optimize with that phrase, with that keyword for which people are searching, then Google will show this keyword in meta description. Just remember, when you are writing your product descriptions, don't forget to include your focus keyword, your main keyword, in the first sentence of your product description. That's the most important thing when you are writing descriptions for your products. And when you are writing your blog post, you should include your focus keyword, your main keyword, in the best case scenario in the first two sentences. So in the first or the second sentence, just depends how it's gonna work for you. And of course, we include our main keyword in the text of our content, so of our blog posts, of our products. So when we are writing descriptions for our products, we usually include the main keyword 2 or 3 times in the description. And the recommended amount of words when you're writing your description is 200 words. So if you wrote description of 200 words, maybe you will want to include your main keyword 2 times in your product description. So the first time when you're gonna include your main keyword in the description is gonna be the first sentence. That's gonna be automatically included in your meta description. So it's gonna be 1 time. And the second time, try to include somewhere in the middle of description. Or if you are writing a longer descriptions, maybe you're gonna want to include this keyword 3 times. But don't overstuff your descriptions with too many keywords. You don't want to make your description sound like a nonsense. You want to make it sound naturally. And when you're writing your blog post, you want to include your main keyword in your blog post 3, 5 times, or even more. It depends on how many words you are writing. Let's say you are writing a blog post of 600 words. So 6 times to include your main keyword in the text is completely fine. Your keyword density should be around 1%. And SEO tools, they usually help you to deal with that. When you are writing blog posts, let's say you're gonna have an opportunity to add your focus keyword in the blog post in the SEO tool, and this tool will calculate how many times you have included this keyword, and it's gonna give you a green check mark or the yellow or the red mark saying that you should include your main keyword a bit more. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be a huge problem if you're not gonna include your keyword enough times. You just have to remember that you have to include your main keyword at least a couple of times when you're writing your product description, and when you are writing blog posts, your main keyword should be around 1% of word density. And also, when we are optimizing our content with keywords, we include our main keyword in the title of images and in the alt text. So let's say I have a product, wooden train toy. So when I'm adding this product in the featured image of this product, I'm going to include the main keyword in the title of my image. And of course, I'm going to include in the alt text of this image. It's very important because when you're adding products, it doesn't necessarily mean that people going to use just Google search to look for products. Maybe they're going to use image search as well. And if you're going to include your main keyword in your images, you're going to have a higher chance to rank higher, not just in search results, but in images as well. So that's very important. And when you're adding some more images, you can include other variations of this keyword. Of course, you can include the same keyword as well in the alt text of other images, but I usually like to include other variations, and it just gives me more opportunities to show up in images. So for example, I could include in some other images wooden train toy set, wooden train, or something like that. And of course, when you're adding blog posts, you're gonna include some images. And in those images, you can include your main keyword. If it's for you difficult to include your main keyword in the text 5 times, you can include your main keyword in the alt text of these images that you add to your blog post. That's just an old trick. an SEO world where you can include your main keyword in all text of images that you add to your blog posts, any images, not just the featured image that you're going to add for your blog post, but all other images as well. And you can also include other variations of this keyword. And when I'm going to show you how to add blog posts, you will see it yourself how you can add images and how you can add alt text to these images as well. Let's move on. So how we use interlinking. So what is interlinking? When we are working with products, we don't really need to focus on that much because interlinking it's already done for us, especially if you have a good theme like Flatsome. It also works with Astra theme. And if you would go to your product page, this is the same example. As you can see, this product has various other links in that product. It has the category link right here. So this product is already interlinked with our category wooden toys. It also has some tag that are also linked together with this product page. And it also has some related products. So basically in this product page, we're going to have some other products added. So those are the products that are displayed right here as related products. We have our category, that's very important. And basically with products, pretty much that's it. We don't need to focus on that. So basically interlinking means that from your product page or any other page, from your blog posts or anything else, you are linking to other pages of your website. You are using links to link to other pages of your website. Also, I'm going to show you an example how it would look in blog posts. Alright, so this is one of my websites and I have a blog post about the friendliest cat breeds. You have probably seen something similar in other websites, and the news websites, they tend to do this quite a lot. And if I would scroll down, as you can see, we have a paragraph about Persian cats. So right here I have a link that is highlighted and it says Persian cats. If I would click on this link, I would go to another blog post that is on my website. So as you can see, it's Persian cats. So this is Persian cats, the keyword I'm trying to rank for. If I would go back, as you can see, I use the same keyword right here to link to my blog post. If I would scroll down, I have Maine Coon. So Maine Coon is another interlink that I'm linking to other page. So I'm gonna click on this interlink and I go to Maine Coon, as you can see, and I go to a Maine Coon blog post. So that's how it looks, that's how it works. You have probably seen this on other websites as well. So I'm just gonna go back to our slides. And that's how interlinking works. When we are talking about interlinking, we have to talk about anchor text, and we're going to talk about anchor text and backlinks as well. So anchor text is basically the text I use to interlink my links. So as you saw it yourself, I had a paragraph about Persian cats and I had text highlighted Persian cats. That was a link. So this text, Persian cats, that was clickable was anchor text. It's very important when you are linking various blog posts. And when you are adding anchor text, you want your anchor text to be your focus keyword. So as you saw it yourself, my focus keyword in the Persian cats blog post was Persian cats. So that's the same text, anchor text, I use to interlink from the friendliest cat breeds to Persian cats blog post. So that's how interlinking works. You just simply linking other blog posts, pages from your other post or your other page. All right, let's move on. And when we are talking about good user experience, so good user experience means that you have a fast loading website, but here we're not gonna focus on that at all, because in this course I showed you how to create a website with a good user experience already. So your website is gonna be fast loading, it's gonna be of course responsive, it's gonna work well on all devices. A Flatsome theme gonna work a bit better compared to Astra theme. Of course, your website gonna be professional looking. That's of course very important as well, because if you're gonna have not professional looking website, there's a huge chance that if a person gonna find your website, he's gonna open your website and it's gonna look awful. He's gonna leave your website, and that means you have a bounce rate. So if you're gonna have a lot of people just clicking on your website and leaving right away, that's a high bounce rate. Google doesn't like that. And you can expect to rank lower in Google search results if you have a high bounce rate. And usually high bounce rate happens because your website isn't optimized well, it's not well structured, it's not professional looking, it's difficult to find information, and that's what gives you a high bounce rate. So you want to avoid that by offering good user experience. Alright, so let's summarize the phrases that you have to remember. On-page SEO. So on-page SEO is when we do everything that is in our hands that we can take care of to optimize our website. So this is what we can do on our website, on our pages. Keywords. So keywords are basically the phrases people use to look for information in Google. Like I told you before, there are short tail keywords. So let's say Maine Coon cat is a short tail keyword, and we have long tail keywords like can cats eat apples or something like that. That's a long tail keyword. Keyword optimization. So this is where we take this keyword that we did research on and we use to optimize our products, we use to optimize our blog posts, categories, or anything like that. Keyword density. So keyword density means how many times you included your main keyword, your key phrase in the text of your page, of your blog post, of your product, of category, or anything else like that. Meta title. Meta title is the title that you see in Google search results of a website. So that's meta title. This is where you want to include your keyword as well. Meta description. This is the description you see in Google search results of a certain result. So we have meta title and meta description. So this is where you want to include your keywords. Alt text. Alt text is alternative text that you add to images. Usually this text is used when images fail to load, but it happens very rarely, and in SEO world people just take advantage of that to include keywords to alt text of images. SERP or SERPs, search engine result pages, and this is where you're gonna see all the results that Google shows you. Interlinking. So you do interlinking to link from one page of your website to another page of your website. So from one blog post, you bring people to another blog post, maybe from one blog post to product category, maybe to products, and so on. Anchor text. So anchor text is the text you use to add a link to in a blog post. All right, let's move on. So we're going to talk about off-page SEO. Previously, we talked on-page SEO. That was everything in our hands that we can do to optimize our website to rank higher in Google search results. And when we are talking about off-page SEO, this is that something is not in our hands. This is when we trust other websites. So this is where we get juices from other websites instead of our website. This is where we rely on other websites to link to our website. So in this section, we're going to talk about backlinks. So backlinks are basically when other websites, let's say from their blog posts, they link to your website using anchor text. You have probably seen this in other websites when you are reading news or something like that. You click on the link in the text and you go to other website. That's a backlink. We have do follow backlinks. We have no follow backlinks. Do follow backlinks are very powerful. No follow backlinks are not so powerful. And once again, because those things are not in your power, you cannot select if you want to have do follow backlinks, no follow backlinks. But of course, if you are working with other websites, you can actually select. But when you are adding your links to other websites, let's say to Pinterest, you can add your website's link in a Pinterest profile. It's going to be no follow backlink because it's just not in your power to select if you want to have do follow backlink or no follow backlink. We're going to talk about guest posts. So what are those things? We're going to talk about niche edits, how they work, and pretty much it's all about backlinks. All right, let's move on. So let's talk about backlinks. So a backlink is when a website links to your website. So let's say when you are reading a blog post, you see there's a link, you click on that link and you go to a website. In this case, it could be your website. Here's an example. So here I am back to one of my websites, and as you can see, if I would scroll down, I have some links right here. So this is the link, and if I would click on this link, as you can see, I go to a completely other website. So this is a completely other website, and just like that, this website got a backlink from my website. If I'm gonna click right here, as you can see, I go to my website. So this is inner link. It's not a backlink. So you saw the difference. One was backlink, one was the inner link. All right, let's go back. And once again, anchor text, it's just the text that is highlighted and that is clickable. It's basically the link. So in the previous example, I showed you with a Persian cat. So that was anchor text. When you try to get a backlink from other website, you should focus to add your link to an anchor text with the same keyword that you're focusing on to rank. So for example, I'm trying to get a backlink to a blog post to Persian cats. So in this case, I want to find a blog, I want to contact a blog, I want to ask for a guest post, and maybe they accept guest posts. I'm gonna write them a guest post, and my anchor text gonna be Persian cats, because that's my focus keyword. So that's basically what anchor text is. It's the same as you are interlinking your pages, your blog posts, your products, but this time you're doing on someone else's website. Profile links. So usually this is where you can get yourself some free backlinks to your website. So for example, if you're going to create a Pinterest profile, you can add your website to this Pinterest profile. And this is going to be no follow backlink. Usually those are no follow. They give you some juice, they give you some variety of backlinks, but these are not as powerful as do follow backlinks. There are plenty of various profile websites where you can create profiles and where you can add your websites, and just like that you can build some backlinks. If you would look up on Google profile links or something like that, there are plenty of various lists that you can use, and you can try to add your website, your homepage, and this way you can try to get some free backlinks. Usually backlinks are built using guest posts or niche edits. So those are do follow, and usually those things cost money. They can cost from a couple of dollars to thousands of dollars. It depends a lot on the type of website you are publishing your guest posts. And you probably have seen something on the news websites. Let's say when the news website is talking about some type of startup, and there's a huge portion of text talking about the startup, how amazing it is, and suddenly you see there's a link with the title of the startup. It's a clickable link, and you go to that website. That means it's a backlink. Usually those things are paid. Usually if you want to get backlink using guest posts, you should contact website administrators who are running those websites, and you can ask if they accept guest posts. You can ask if those guest posts are paid, and this way you can write a guest post on the website, and this way you can include a link in this guest post that brings the visitors to your website. That's how the guest posts work. Niche edits. Niche edits are when, let's say, you find a blog and you contact administrator because you found some interesting article, and in this article you found that, let's say this article is talking about the Montessori teaching. In my case, as you saw yourself, I'm building a toys online store. So I have category Montessori toys. So let's say maybe you found a blog where this blog has blog post about Montessori teachings, and there's a paragraph that is talking about Montessori toys. You found in that text a phrase that you can use as an anchor text, Montessori toys, and then you contact the administrator of this blog post and you ask, do you do niche edits? I would love to include my Montessori toys category in your blog post as an anchor text, Montessori toys, in that specific blog post. Usually those things cost money. It can cost from $5 to hundreds of dollars. So it depends a lot on the websites you are reaching out to. So that's how guest posts work, niche edits work, and this is how you build backlinks. And that's why it's called off-page SEO, because those things are not completely in your power and you have to rely on other websites. You have to contact them. You have to ask if they accept guest posts. And in this case, if they accept guest posts for free, you will need to write a blog post for free and publish on their website and include a backlink. They're gonna get a free blog post, you're gonna get a free backlink. So that's how it works. If you're gonna contact a bigger website, let's say a news website or something like that, usually they list the pricings in their partnerships page, and you will see yourself that those can cost from $10, $50, hundreds, thousands of dollars. So that's how backlinks work. You have to rely on other websites. And remember, if something's not clear for you, do not stress yourself too much. You can always join my group. You can ask questions and I help you out with any questions, with any issues. I can explain everything better. I can even help you with building backlinks. So do not hesitate to join my group. Alright, so let's talk some of the other important phrases. We already talked about backlinks, and I told you that the price depends on quite a lot of factors. So usually it depends on domain authority, DA, it's domain authority. You can have low or high domain authority. Usually it's up to 100, and usually various tools like Ubersuggest, SEMrush, Ahrefs, they have different types of calculating your domain authority, but usually domain authority is calculated by how many backlinks you have, how many strong backlinks you have from high authority websites. Let's say maybe you have 2 backlinks from bbc.com, so that's a high authority website. Those high authority websites, they usually have a lot of traffic, they have a lot of backlinks, and if those websites are linking back to your website, this is how you can grow your own domain authority. So that's how it works. Page authority. Page authority is also important. Let's say you could have high domain authority, but you could have a lower page authority. You could have a lot of backlinks linking to your website itself, but you can have not so many backlinks linking to your specific page, to your specific product, to your specific blog post, and so on. So let's say if you have a lower domain authority, but you have high page authority, you have a lot of backlinks to your specific page, to your specific product page, to your specific blog post page, then you might have a high page authority, and then you will have a bit higher chances to rank higher in Google search results. High domain authority also is a factor when ranking in Google search results, because it just means that you are a trustworthy website and Google trusts you. So that's how domain authority and page authority works. You are basically using other websites to build your domain authority, to build your page authority by getting backlinks from those websites. That's just how it works. Alright, so what determines your ranking? So proper keyword research is very important. So this is the first thing when you do keyword research. When you are a fresh website, of course you're gonna have low domain authority because you don't have any websites linking back to your website. You're gonna have low domain authority. That's why you want to aim to a less competitive keywords. Maybe those keywords not gonna have a lot of monthly searches, but they're gonna be easier to rank in Google search result. So this is important, proper keyword research, and of course you have to optimize your content well. So if you're working with products, you want to include your main keyword in meta title, meta description, in the description of your product itself, in the titles of images, in all text of images. And this is how you do a good optimization of your product. When you're writing your blog post, you also want to include your main keyword in meta titles, meta descriptions. In the text of your blog post, you want to include some other variations of this keyword. And of course, you want to include your keyword in all text of images as well. So that's gonna be on-page SEO. And another important factor is gonna be backlinks. So how many websites you have linking to your website, to your specific product, to your specific blog post, and that's also very important. And you're gonna have high authority websites linking to your pages, you're gonna have your higher domain authority. So backlinks, how many backlinks are linking to your website, determines your domain authority as well. So domain authority is kind of together connected with backlinks. So that's how it works. And just don't overcomplicate yourself with all those things. You just have to remember that your first goal is to do a good keyword research, find the less competitive keyword, and you have to optimize your content. And in later stages, I'm going to show you how that's done. And once you get used to optimizing your content, your later stage could be building backlinks. But if you're gonna need any help, once again, don't hesitate to join my Facebook group. I'm here to help you. And basically pretty much that's it. That's all for SEO. That was an introduction into SEO, and now you should have a good foundation, a better understanding what is SEO. Alright, since you are a bit more familiar what is SEO and how it works, now we can install an SEO plugin. So let's go to our dashboard, let's go to plugins, let's click add new, and let's use search, type SEO. And as you can see, there's plenty of SEO plugins, but to be honest, they usually do one thing, and that thing is they add meta description and meta title, and it's good enough. They also offer some suggestions. They also give you some tips when you are optimizing your products, let's say categories or anything like that. And in later lesson, of course, we're gonna dive deeper into keyword research, but for now, everything should be good. So let's select this plugin, Rank Math SEO. This is the plugin I like to use, and I use it on all of my websites. Let's click activate. Alright, so in my case, I just activated this plugin and nothing happened, but in your case, maybe it showed you a setup wizard, and no worries about it. You can close that setup wizard. It just walks you through the all settings and so on, but in this lesson, I'm gonna show you what those SEO plugins are meant for. Alright, so if I would go right here, this is my Rank Math SEO. If I would go to the dashboard, as you can see, we have various tools, and some of those tools are only active for premium version of this plugin, but trust me, you don't really need to get premium version. Premium version just adds you more analytics details and so on, but even with the free version, you will be totally fine. Alright, so if I would go to setup wizard, you're probably gonna have the same setup wizard as you had when you were installing your plugin. So like I said, you can close it, but if you didn't close it, you can still follow through this setup wizard. And if you close that wizard, just go to those steps I showed you, select setup wizard, and now as you can see, we have options to choose. We can choose advanced. Let's click start wizard. And since previously I installed some plugins, it's giving me an option to import data, but I haven't added any data to those plugins, so I can click right here, skip, don't import now. You can do that as well. And here, just choose some details about your website. So your type of website is going to be a small business site, business type, organization, educational, e-commerce, and so on. So just choose all those right here. You can also add your logo. You can add social share image, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Google gonna show those things in Google search results, because those plugins, they just add this information, and it's for Google to decide if they want to show this information or not. So Google sometimes can be quite picky. All right, let's click save and continue. You can create and connect your Rank Math account. It's quite useful if you have a premium version. It allows you to do some more advanced things, but if you don't have an account, you can click right here, skip step. If you want, you can create an account, and if you're gonna create an account and you're gonna add this account to your website, it's not gonna change anything in the flow of this lesson. So we can click skip step. Alright, so here we have sitemaps. So those sitemaps will be used for Google. We're gonna add our sitemap to Google Search Console, but we're gonna do this in later lesson. And as it is right now, we can keep it just like that, and we can click save and continue. Alright, we can click save and continue, and we can click return to dashboard. So we are done with installing our SEO plugin. It's ready. As you can see, it has a lot of different tools. You can explore everything yourself. In later lessons, we're gonna dive a bit deeper in those options right here. We're gonna use some of those options, but of course not all of them. This is just what this SEO plugin has to offer. And you have to keep in mind that there's plenty of SEO plugins, and they compete with each other, and they try to offer as much options as they can, and it doesn't necessarily mean that those options are very useful. That's just how it works. Alright, so now we have our plugin ready. It's in place. We don't need to add anything else. And now we should go to our pages. Let's start with our pages. As you can see, now it has these columns: SEO details, title, description, and so on. So usually when you're working with e-commerce store, maybe some of the most important pages that you want to show to Google and you want to take care of is about page and your home page. All other pages are not necessary to take care of because they are just pages for customers, and you're not gonna rank those pages in Google search. But if I'm gonna click right here on about page and I'm gonna select edit, not edit with UX Builder, but just edit, as you can see here, we have some more options. So if I'm gonna click right here, this is where I can access the options of our SEO plugin. So right here it's showing us our meta title and meta description. So here we can click edit snippet and you can add the title. So this is how it works. Just add the title. If you want to add a bit longer title, if you want to add a description, you can do this as well. And like I said, if you want to take care of everything precisely, the pages where you could focus about page and a home page. All other pages are not necessary to focus on because most likely they are not going to rank in Google. But what's important to you if you are running an e-commerce store, for you the most important thing is products. So instead of doing changes right here, let's go back to all pages and now we can go to products and let's select all products. Let's scroll down and let's say we want to work on our wooden train set toy. So let's click edit. Alright, so now we are editing our product, and as you can see right here, we have our SEO plugin in place. It's showing us our optimization score. It is 8 out of 100, but no worries about it. It doesn't really mean that much. It's just giving you some suggestions, some tips on how they see things, and here you will have to enter your focus keyword, but about that we're gonna talk in the later lesson where I'm gonna show you how to do keyword research, but you are kind of familiar what is a keyword, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit in this lesson as well. Alright, so let's scroll down until we see our SEO plugin. This is the section for our SEO plugin, and as you can see right here we have our meta title and meta description. So when you're writing a meta title and meta description, you want to include your main keyword in both of them. So let's say in this case, my main keyword is wooden train. So I want to include this keyword in the title, and that's already in the title. And I want to include this keyword in meta description as well. If I don't have this keyword in the first sentence of my description, of my product description, I'm gonna go back right here. As you can see, my product description in the first sentence, it has the keyword wooden train. So I don't really need to change anything in the meta description because it's already in my first sentence of my description. And when you are writing descriptions, just keep in mind that the best case scenario is for you to include your main keyword in the description in the first sentence of your description. Because no matter what, if I'm gonna include this keyword in my meta description right here using this settings right here, if I'm gonna add a different looking description from my main description of the product itself, and let's say my product description that I showed you previously, it doesn't have the main keyword, but my meta description right here, it would have. You see, it doesn't really work this way because Google is picky, and it doesn't matter if you're gonna add meta description right here and you're gonna include your main keyword. There's a huge chance that Google will decide not to use that meta description that you just entered right here with your keyword, and it's just gonna pick your description instead of taking this description that you're gonna write. So instead of that, Google will take this main description and it's just gonna display in meta description in Google search results. I don't know if that's making much sense, but your goal is when you're writing descriptions for your products, you have to include your main keyword in the first sentence of your product description. So that's your goal, and it just makes everything easier because you won't need to write a separate description for meta right here, and it doesn't even mean that Google will pick on this description that you're gonna type. So since this product has a well-written description, I don't really need to change anything. Maybe if you want, you can change the meta title, but right here I can type my focus keyword. So my focus keyword is wooden train. I'm gonna click enter and this is what we get. So instead of getting just a couple of points out of 100, now we got 68 of 100. So as you can see, the only downside is that our content is too short. When you are writing product descriptions, I always recommend to write 200 words and just include your main keyword 2 or 3 times. Not just 1, but 2 or 3 times, up to 3 times, not more. And if you're gonna include your main keyword too many times, it's not gonna help. It's just actually gonna harm your rankings. So this is what SEO plugins do. They give you an option to select a different type of meta title, of meta description, and you can enter your focus keyword. It just gives you suggestions suggestions how you could optimize your description better. As you can see, if I'm gonna scroll down, it's actually saying that you should use 600 words, but it's not true because we don't have premium version, and with the free version it's not recognizing that we are writing description for a product, not for a blog post. So for a product it's 200 words and it just works fine. So that's what SEO plugins are for. Just make sure that you install this plugin, and when you're writing descriptions for products, make sure that you include your main keyword in the first sentence. And later we're gonna use this plugin a bit more to submit our sitemap to Google Search Console, and you will see how that works. But for now, this is how it looks, and just make sure that you install your SEO plugin. So that's all for this lesson. In this lesson, I'm gonna show you how to set up your Google Search Console. It's a very useful tool. It's of course a tool made by Google, and it's helpful for SEO. It allows you to check how well your keywords are ranking, what keywords are bringing you the most traffic, and basically it's an essential tool for SEO. So first of all, you will need to create your account at Google Search Console. So just go to Google and search for Google Search Console. This is what you want to look for, and the first result is what you need. So let's select this one. Let's click Start Now, and here you will have to type your domain name. So in my case, it's gonna be baconavocados.com. Let's click Continue. And now we're gonna need to do some DNS changes for our domain name. So as you remember, my domain name was registered at GoDaddy, so it doesn't really matter where you have registered your domain name, you're just gonna need to add one line. So right here you'll find the instructions. We can select any DNS provider, and as you can see here, we're gonna need to create a new text record. So we can copy this text record right here, and now I'm gonna go to my GoDaddy account. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna select my products. So I'm gonna scroll down until I see my domain name, and right here I'm gonna select DNS, and let's click Add New Record. Let's select type, it's gonna be text, and name, let's type ETA, and let's paste the value we previously copied. Time to load, we can select custom, and let's add 600 seconds. Let's hit save. Alright, so we successfully created a new text record. Now we can close our GoDaddy account. And right here, just wait a couple of minutes. It shouldn't take long, up to 5 minutes. And once you have waited 5 minutes, you can click Verify. Alright, after you have waited some time, now we can click Verify. Alright, so the ownership was verified successfully. Now we can click Go to Property. And if you want, you can take the tutorial to see how everything looks. I usually don't do that, but I'm gonna walk you through everything anyway. So once you're gonna start getting more data, this is where you will see your information, the information about the performance of your website, how well it's doing in Google search. So right here you will see the performance, you will see what pages are indexed, and various other tools like experience of your website, enhancements if you're gonna have any. And if I would click right here, performance, this is where we're gonna see everything more in detail. We can select pages, we can select the keywords, countries, devices. We can check how well our pages are performing according to devices, countries, search appearances, dates, and so on. Later I'm gonna log into one of my websites and I'm gonna show you how it looks with more information, with more details. Here you can inspect URLs to see if there are indexed. So if you would click right here, you can paste any URL you have and you can check if it is indexed or not. And indexed URL basically means that it is in Google's database and it can be found in Google search. So basically that's what it means. Here you will find various other tools, and don't be afraid to explore everything yourself, and this way you will learn how to use this tool a bit better, but right now you ain't gonna have any information. If you would go to links, here you will see backlinks if you're gonna have any. And like I said, this tool is very convenient to understand how well your website is performing in Google search. So you can explore all other tools like page experience. So here you will see information about your page experience, how well it is, if it's good on mobile devices and so on. You will see core web vitals, how well your website is performing according to Google's core web vitals. So Google has its own measurements to let you know if your website is fast loading, if it's slowed good enough. But if you're gonna have even not so good core web vitals, don't stress yourself too much with that. It's not the main ranking factor anyway. So you can explore that. But before I go and show you how it looks in one of my websites, there's one other very important thing that we have to do. We have to submit our sitemap. So we have to go right here, sitemaps, and we have to add a sitemap of our website, basically of all our URLs that we have on our website. So to find our sitemap, we're gonna use our SEO tool that we installed previously. So let's go to our website. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's go to the SEO tool that we previously installed, Rank Map. Let's select sitemap. And this is our sitemap. We can open this sitemap, and basically it's just a very simple sitemap. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's the map of all your URLs on your website. So here you'll have product sitemap. If I'm gonna click on products, as you can see, these are all products I have on my website. I'm just gonna go back, and I want to copy this URL right here. I want to go back to my Google Search Console, and I will paste this URL right here. All right, let's click submit. All right, so we successfully submitted our sitemap, and now Google will start gathering information about our website. So if I would go to overview, once our website starts to get some impressions, some clicks, this is where we're gonna see all information. So I'm just gonna open one of my websites to show you how it looks. All right, so this is my profile on Google Search Console of one of my websites. And as you can see, this is the performance. So we can see how many clicks we get, from search results, from Google Discover, and so on. If I would scroll down, this is how many URLs Google has indexed on my website. As you can see, I have added some videos. So these are the stats of the indexed video pages and an experience. As you can see, in some of the websites, my experience is quite poor, but no worries about that. It doesn't affect rankings that much, and you shouldn't focus on that too much. But since your website is gonna be fresh, it's gonna be new, your page experience should be good anyway. So if I'm gonna scroll down, I have some more tools like shopping information. Some of my products are listed on shopping ads. And if I'm gonna scroll down, I have some enhancements, FAQ, review snippets, and so on. So this is where you can see all the information. If I'm gonna go to performance right here, I can click search results. So as you can see, I can see how many clicks and how many impressions I got in the last 3 months, and I can check what's my click-through rate, what's my average position, and if I'm gonna activate click-through rate, this is how it looks. And right here, this is the keywords. So here I can check what keywords are bringing me the most traffic. So this keyword right here, as you can see, is bringing me the most traffic. It's getting quite a lot of impressions. Though click-through rate is quite low, but the position is quite high. So as you can see, I can see the position, how well it's ranking in Google search, even though those keywords are very competitive, and I'm ranking quite good. So if I would click right here, pages, I can see how well I'm performing based on pages. So this is the page that is performing the best. I can even select this page, and as you can see, I can get the stats of this specific page. So this is how it works. You can explore everything yourself, and of course I highly recommend you to explore everything yourself once you start getting more data. Those are up various filters, so I can close this filter that I selected previously to show me how well my page is performing. And as you can see, this is how it looks. I can check what countries are bringing me the most traffic, what devices are most used, and so on. So this one is up to you. And in Discover, as you can see, I can check how many clicks I get from Google Discover. And usually Google Discover shows up when you're writing blog posts. You write quite a lot of blog posts, and Google features some of your content. Sometimes it just gets featured, sometimes it just doesn't get featured. But if you upload content daily, you will get featured on Google Discover. So that's just how it works. And in pages indexing, as you can see, I can check how many pages are indexed and how many pages are not indexed. and so on. So this is the various information I can check. I can even check my backlinks. If I'm gonna scroll down, if I would click links, as you can see, I can check how many websites are linking back to my website, how many backlinks I have, what other websites are linking my pages, and so on. So this tool is very convenient to have. It's very helpful when you want to understand what works and what doesn't work, what keywords are bringing you the most traffic. Maybe you can write some other content based on those keywords and you can get some traffic from those blog posts or products and so on. Majority of the traffic that I'm getting to this online store is from blog posts, but I'm getting from products too, so that's just how it looks. So once you start getting traffic, impressions, this is how everything is gonna look, and basically until you don't have any data, you won't be able to explore anything. But once Google starts gathering data from your website, you will see everything right here. So that's just how it works. And once again, if you're gonna need any help with all those tools or anything like that with SEO, do not hesitate to join my Facebook group. All right, now we can close our Google Search Console, we can close our sitemap, and basically we can go to our website. And pretty much that's it for this lesson. Now you know how to set up your Google Search Console profile. Alright, in this lesson we're gonna set up Google Analytics and we're gonna set up Google Tag Manager. The reason why we are using Google Analytics is because we want to understand our traffic that is coming to our website. So using Google Analytics, we will be able to check how many visitors we are getting, where those visitors are coming from, if those visitors are coming from the search engines like Google, Bing, or any other, if they are coming from social media profiles like Pinterest, Facebook, or any other, or those visitors are direct visitors who type your website into their browser and they access your website. And besides that, you will be able to see the purchases, the sales, where they are coming from. So you will see if those sales are coming from organic sources, social media sources, or any other sources. So having Google Analytics is extremely important, especially if you want to run a successful online store. And the reason why we're gonna set up Google Tag Manager is because with Google Tag Manager, we will be able to connect our Google Analytics, and Google Tag Manager is a tool that you install on your website, and basically your website in a way goes through Google Tag Manager and it captures various details like add to cart, purchases, page views, and so on. And the Google Tag Manager sends this information to Google Analytics, and then once you log into your Google Analytics account, you can see all information in a well-structured way. And besides that, the Google Tag Manager is very convenient to have, especially if in the future you will decide that you want to run Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, Reddit ads, or even Google ads or anything like that. Because using Google Tag Manager, you will be able to install various pixels, let's say Facebook pixel. A Facebook pixel helps you to track conversions, to track add to carts, page views, and by using these details, Facebook optimizes your ads. So this is very important to have. So that's why in this lesson we're gonna set up our Google Analytics and we're gonna set up our Google Tag Manager. So the first things first, let's go to Google and just type Google Analytics. Alright, right here we can select Google Analytics 4 because it's a new version. And right here you want to select this option. So let's select this option. Now let's click Start Measuring. Right here you can add your account name. So just give the name of your website. So I'm just gonna type Bacon Avocados. Let's scroll down and let's click Next. So once again, type your property name. So your property name once again is gonna be the name of your website. So in this case, I'm just gonna type Bacon Avocados. Right here, select your reporting time zone. And of course, select the currency you will be using. So if it's going to be US dollars, euros, or any other currency, this is very important. So just select your time zone and select your currency. All right, so I'm just gonna click Next. Let's select our industry. So in my case, I can call it games, toys, something like that. And I'm gonna select business size, it's small. Let's click Next. So our business objectives are drive online sales, rise brand awareness, examine user behavior, and of course get baseline reports. No, we can select drive online sales, raise brand awareness, and examine user behavior. All right, let's click Create. Now let's agree with terms of service. Let's click right here. Let's select Accept. Let's choose Web. And here just type your website's URL and give the name to this property. So the name can be the same as your website's title. Alright, let's select create stream. Alright, so for now we don't need to follow any instructions for Google Tag Manager. Later we're gonna install that. Let's scroll down, let's see what else we have. Alright, now we can close this one right here. And this is our property. So now we can select this property. Alright, so just open the same window. Let's close it. And instead of doing that, let's click next. Alright, so data collection is pending. So it's gonna take some time until Google Analytics starts collecting data, but usually you're gonna see this information right away, unlike with Google Search Console. And right now it says it's pending because we haven't connected our Google Analytics account and we haven't added Google Tag Manager as well. So let's click continue to home. Alright, we can click right here, save. And basically this is our property. So right here we're gonna see various information about the traffic that is coming to our website. So previously when we set up Google Search Console, this tool is only meant for analyzing traffic that is coming from Google search, and that's it. But Google Analytics is for analyzing traffic that is coming from various sources, not just from Google search. So that's the huge advantage of Google Analytics. So the next thing that we have to do now, we have to create an account at Google Manager. So let's go to the new tab and let's search for Google Tag Manager. Alright, let's click enter. And this is what we want to use. So select this option. And once you're here, now let's click create account and give a name to your account. So you can call this the same as your business. So in my case, it's of course going to be bacon avocados. Select your country. And now let's scroll down. And let's give a name to our container. So we can call our container our domain name. Let's select web right here and let's click create. Alright, let's click yes. Alright, so let's not install Google Tag Manager. We're gonna do this a bit later. And now from here we can start working with a Tag Manager. And the first thing that we're gonna do with Tag Manager is we're gonna set up Google Analytics tag so we can connect those two things together. So to do this, you want to go right here, tags. Let's select new. Let's click right here and let's choose this option. Alright, we can give the title. So your title can be Analytics GA4. Alright, so we gave the title and now we have to go back to our tag, and right here we will need to add our measurement ID. So the measurement ID will be in our Google Analytics account. So let's go back to our Google Analytics account. Let's go right here to admin. Let's choose data streams. Let's select this one right here. And we want to copy this measurement ID. So let's click right here to copy this ID. Now let's go back to Google Tag Manager. Let's paste this ID right here. And we are done with this part. Now we need to activate triggering. So let's click right here, triggering. And let's choose all pages. So we want to trigger this tag on every single page of our website. So let's select all pages. Let's click save. Now we can click submit. And let's click publish. Alright, let's click continue. And just like that, we connected Google Analytics with Google Tag Manager and we published all the changes. Alright, let's close this one right here. Now we will need to add Google Tag Manager to our website, and we ain't gonna need to add Google Analytics because Google Analytics is already connected together with Google Tag Manager, and the only thing that we need to add to our website is Google Tag Manager. Alright, let's go to our website and let's go to the dashboard. Now we're gonna need to install one plugin. So let's go to plugins, let's select add new, and right here just type Google Tag Manager. This is the plugin we want to use, so let's click install now. Let's click activate, and now we can go to settings right here and let's select Google Tag Manager. And right here, we're going to need to paste the ID of our Google Tag Manager. So let's go back to Google Tag Manager. Let's go back to Workspace. And this is the ID you want to copy. So this is the ID. So let's select this ID and let's click copy. Let's go back to our website and let's paste this ID right here. And just make sure that you don't have any spaces at the start of this ID and at the end of this ID, because if you're going to have any spaces, it's not going to work. And don't forget to select on. All right, let's click Save Changes. Now let's go to Integration tab. Let's choose WooCommerce and let's select Track Enhanced eCommerce. All right, let's scroll down and let's hit Save Changes. All right, now we're gonna need to configure our Google Tag Manager so we could send various e-commerce details like add to cart, purchase details, product views, and so on. Right now it's just showing page views and it's not registering various e-commerce triggers. So to do that, I want to save you some time and I have a file already. So you have to download a file where I have pre-configured variables, so you won't need to overcomplicate yourself with creating various variables. I get that this might get too confusing, so I have done this for you so you wouldn't need to confuse yourself too much. So you can go to my Facebook group and I have a pinned post where I have uploaded this file. So I uploaded this file to my Google Drive and you can download this file from my Facebook group if you are already in this group, or if you're not in that group, I highly recommend you to join this group. But if you don't want, here's the link. I shortened the link and you can go to this URL right here, and this is where you will go to my Google Drive. Just click download and we're gonna use this file right away. Once you have downloaded this file, you have to go right here in Admin tab. Let's select Import Container and let's choose Container File. So I'm gonna go to my Downloads folder and this is the file I want to choose. All right, let's click Open. Let's choose Existing Workplace and let's use our workplace that we just created. Let's select Merge and let's click Confirm. All right, now if we're gonna go to Tags tab, as you can see, we have a new tag that we just uploaded. If we would go to triggers, we have e-commerce triggers, various triggers like add to cart, purchase, page view, entering details using coupon, and so on. If I would go to variables, these are all the variables we have that will be used to track various conversions. All right, let's go back to tags. Let's select our newly added tag. Let's click right here, configurations. Let's select configuration tag and let's choose the tag that we created previously when we were setting up our Google Tag Manager account. And let's click save. Alright, before submitting our changes, we can click preview and we can check if this tag works, if everything works. Right here, you'll have to paste URL of your website. So just paste this URL right here and you can click connect. Alright, so we successfully connected to our website. Now we can select this product, let's say. Let's choose the style, let's choose the age, and let's see if our Google Tag Manager is registering everything. So let's go right here. Let's select this option here. As you can see, the Google Tag Manager is working. So let's select this option right here. And as you can see, it is registering various triggers. So we have viewed item from start, view item list, page view, and so on. So if I would go back to my website and if I would click add to cart, it should register another trigger, add to cart. So if I'm gonna go back right here, as you can see, it is registering everything. So add to cart was registered as well. So now we can close this one right here, as you see right here. Oh, before we close, we can click finish. All right, let's close this one. Everything works. So let's go back to our tag manager. Now we can close this one and we can click submit. All right, let's click publish. Let's click continue. And now everything should work. So we can close this window right here. And basically we are done with our Google Tag Manager. So now you can go to your website in incognito mode. Just open your website in incognito mode and just go through your website, check some of the pages, check some of the products. And later we're gonna go back to Google Analytics and we will check if it is registering all the data, if it is getting data from the Google Tag Manager. So I'm just gonna open my website in the incognito mode. And I'm gonna click on some of the pages. I'm just gonna check if everything works. I'm gonna go to the costumes category. I'm gonna select this product. And as you can see, our online store looks quite good. And I'm just gonna browse through my website. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna close this one right here. And now I can go back to analytics. I can close this one and I can go to my homepage of Google Analytics. And now it should register all the visits. All right, as you can see, it is registering everything and it shows all the visits. So those were visits from my website. And as you can see, it is active. And once you're gonna start getting more data, this is where you're gonna see all information. You can choose if you want to check yesterday, today, 90 days, or any other period of time. Right here, if you would go to reports, you will find various other more detailed reports. And once again, this one is up to you to explore. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to join my Facebook group and just shoot me a message and I will help you right away. And like I said, this one is up to you to explore. Usually, the most important things for me are I want to check how many visitors I'm getting, where those visitors are coming from. So once I click right here, I can see that right here in this graph. I can see the revenue, the sales, where those sales are coming from, and all that information. Right now, we don't have any data, but once you're gonna gather more data, this is where you will be able to check everything. So Google Analytics is extremely useful tool, and if you want to grow your online store, this is a must have. So that's all for this lesson. Alright, in this lesson we're gonna do a quick keyword research to find out how well our keyword wooden train toy is performing, and maybe we will find a better version of this keyword that we can use instead of this wooden train toy. And when you're doing a keyword research, is completely up to you, because of course you're gonna have different products, you're gonna have different blog posts and so on. But this is gonna be a quick introduction. I'm just gonna show you the tool I use myself, and I highly recommend you to use it as well because it doesn't cost much. And before we jump into exploring that tool, I just wanted to show you that I opened one of my competitors. So let's say I just found one e-commerce store that is selling toys, and it has quite a lot of wooden train toys. And this is the toy I want to investigate. This is the toy I want to check using that tool, and later that's exactly what we're gonna do. But before we do that, first of all, we have to access this tool, and the tool that I like to use is called Uber Suggest. So just type in Google search Uber Suggest, and this is how this tool is called. So let's hit enter, and right here you will find this Uber Suggest tool. So let's select this tool. And right here, you will be able to create your account. If you're gonna create your account, you're gonna get a free trial of 7 days. So it's gonna be more than enough to do a basic keyword research to figure out what keywords are popular, what keywords are good, or what keywords are not good at all. So in this case, I already have my account. So I'm just gonna click right here, sign in, and I'm just gonna sign into my account. Once you create your account and once you sign into your account, this is what you're gonna see. You will have an opportunity to add your domain name and so on. So I already connected this domain name with my Google Analytics, and once you create your account, you will be able to do that as well. In my case, I'm not able to do this because I have already done this. And right here you will see an option to connect with Google Analytics. It's very simple. You're just gonna need to allow this tool to use your Google Analytics by signing in with your email address. So that's all basically gonna need to do. Alright, so if I'm gonna scroll down, this is the information I get. I can see my organic traffic, what's my organic traffic, what I'm getting. I can check this by devices, by desktop devices, by mobile devices, tablets, and so on. And right here I have some keywords that I added that I want to check how well I'm ranking. And as you can see, this is the amount of backlinks I have. This is my on-page SEO score. So on-page SEO, as you already know, is everything you do on your website. So that's what is in your power. So once you add your domain name, you're gonna get a score, how well you're doing. And in my case, it's doing quite well. We have traffic estimations and so on. If I would click right here, rank tracking, this is where you will see how well your keywords are ranking. So here you will be able to add various keywords by clicking right here. And let's say in my case, I want to track keyword wooden train toy, and I'm gonna paste this keyword right here, and this tool will let me know what position this keyword is ranking. So those are the keywords I'm tracking, and this one is gonna be up to you because of course you're gonna have different keywords for you to track, and just explore this tool yourself. I usually use only the first tab right here, dashboard, just to quickly check how well my website is performing. I do check rank tracking, and right here you can explore other tools. But the most important tool in this lesson that we're gonna explore is gonna be right here, keyword research. So if I'm gonna select this one, as you can see, it expands and we have various tools. So if I would click keyword overview, this is where I can check the keywords. And as you can see, you can select your location, you can select your language. In this case, of course, I'm using English language and location is gonna be United States. So right here, I'm just gonna type my keyword, wooden train toy, and I'm gonna click search. And as you can see here, I get various information. So as you can see right here, this is the search volume. On average, 2,900 people look for wooden toys every month in United States. It's a quite popular keyword, and as you can see, SEO difficulty. So SEO difficulty goes from 1 to 100, and right now it's 55. It's a bit above the average. It's gonna be a bit tough to rank for this keyword. As you can see, it even gives us some suggestions to rank in the top 10 for this keyword. Usually websites have 41 backlinks and domain authority of 65. That's very high, especially if you are just creating a fresh website. So that means you will need to build some backlinks to build your domain authority and page authority as well. And as you can see, we have some suggestions about paid difficulty. So paid difficulty, it's 100. So that means it's very competitive keyword if you're gonna decide to run Google ads, and average cost per click is 170. So that's how much it costs to run ads for one click. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is how much it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost a bit less, sometimes a bit more, but that's just the average. And as you can see, the search volume here increases during November, December. So during the Christmas period, obviously it's just gonna be higher search volume. And if I'm gonna scroll down, I have various keyword suggestions. So I could check other suggestions. Maybe I will find the keyword that is less competitive and that I can use instead of using that keyword that is quite competitive. So right here you will see all the suggested keywords. Right here you will see content ideas, and basically those are just the other websites that rank for this specific keyword, and you can see how much traffic they are getting per month and so on, and how many backlinks they do have as well. Alright, so if I'm gonna click right here, view all keyword suggestions, I will see all keyword suggestions, and I can use filters. So let's say I'm looking for volume right here from 50 to 2,000 per month. So that means I'm looking from 50 to 2,000 monthly searches that keyword has. So that's exactly what I'm gonna type, 50 to 2,000. Alright, now I'm gonna click apply, and now I can sort by the keyword difficulty. So if I'm gonna select this one, no, sorry, I have to select this one. I can select from the least competitive to the most competitive keyword. So as you can see right here, we have wooden toys for 4-year-olds, and it's not as competitive keyword, but it doesn't make much sense because we are looking for wooden train keyword. Alright, so maybe this keyword would be good for categories where you have a category for 4-year-olds or something like that, or any different. In your case, of course, it's gonna be different, but I'm just showing you this as an example. So as you can see, the least competitive keyword right here is wooden train toy set. And as you know, it's a long tail keyword. It has 4 words and the volume is 480. Maybe it's not that much, but keyword difficulty is not as high as it was with the previous keyword. So we can select this keyword and we can check how it looks. So as you can see, it increases during the Christmas period. Of course, that's just how it works. And it's up to you to explore this tool yourself and to decide what keywords you want to use. Pretty much that's how I do keyword research with this tool. I just go through the keywords. Once I select, let's say, this keyword, I will go through other keyword ideas. I'm gonna click right here. And as you can see, we have even more ideas. I can sort by keyword difficulty. Just a second. And yeah, this is how it looks. Of course, it says 0 because it's not a popular keyword. As you can see right here, we have a cool toy wooden train set. There's a typo right here, obviously, and you're not gonna rank for this type of keyword. But as you can see, this is how you can do a simple keyword research to figure out what keywords perform. If you have an idea how you want to name your product or what keyword you want to target, you can check and see if this keyword is popular, if people use this keyword to look for this type of product or not. And this tool is very convenient. So you can use this tool just like that, as I showed you. And that's exactly how I use this tool. And I usually rank quite high in Google search results. And I focus on optimizing my content, my products, my blog posts, if I'm writing blog posts, of course. And in a later lesson, I will show you what I do to optimize a product. All right, so this is how you do a simple keyword research when you have an idea how you want to call your product. But if you don't know how to call your product, you can find your competitor. So in this case, this is my competitor. I'm gonna copy this URL and I'm gonna go back to Uber Suggest tool, and I will go right here in traffic estimation. If I'm gonna click right here, traffic overview, I can check how many visits this URL is getting. So I'm gonna paste this URL right here and I'm gonna click search. Alright, as you can see, this product is getting around 500 monthly visits. It's ranking for 291 keywords for various different types of keywords. This page doesn't have a high authority, it's just 23. It has only one backlink and it's ranking very high. And usually the reason why such page is ranking so high is because the domain itself is very powerful. It has high domain authority score and it has a lot of traffic, and it's just a trustworthy domain, a trustworthy website. And if you're gonna scroll down, we're gonna see for what keywords this product is ranking, and we're gonna see how many visits those keywords are getting. So in this case, it has even a brand keyword, beta train, and as you can see, the volume is not so high, but this is a brand keyword. It's very powerful, and that means this website is quite popular. So as you can see, it's ranking in the first place. For toys train, it's ranking in the third place, and as you can see how many visits each place is getting. So if I would click right here to check all the keywords for which this product is ranking, I can check everything. So I can sort everything by the keyword difficulty. Once again, if I'm gonna click right here, just a second, as you can see, I can sort by the keyword difficulty. So as you can see, train with track toys. Maybe it's a good keyword if you have a similar product, and as you can see, it has a high volume and it has a lower keyword difficulty. So basically that's how keyword research works. If you have an idea how you want to name your product, you just go through this tool to check if this keyword that you are planning to use is popular at all, if people use this keyword to look for products or not. And if people do not use this keyword, you can try different versions, you can try various suggestions. If you don't find any suggestions, you can try spying on your competitors, and this way you can figure out what keywords would work for your product. In my case, I think wooden train toy is gonna work fine. Maybe I could rename this to wooden train toy set, but I'm just gonna go with wooden train toy and I'm just gonna leave it just like that. But I just wanted to show you how the keyword research works. So I can close all those windows. And basically that's all for this lesson. Now you know how a simple keyword research works. Okay, in this lesson, I'm gonna show you my formula that I use to optimize my products. So this is the wooden toy train product, and obviously the keyword I'm focusing on is wooden train toy info. It's quite competitive. I decided to use it just to show you as an example. So if I'm gonna click right here, edit product, let's make sure that we have all requirements in place. So the first thing when you are working on your product, when you are optimizing it, of course you want to include your main keyword at the beginning of your title. So in my case, it's wooden train toy. And if I would decide to add something right here, wooden train toy with a rope or something like that, this won't count as a keyword. My keyword is wooden train toy. So I can leave it just like that. I don't need to add anything else. But if you will need to add some more words to your product, just make sure that your keyword is at the beginning of the title. So this is in place. We have our keyword in the title. We also have our keyword in the URL of our product right here, which is very important as well. But I didn't talk about this in the beginning of this section because when you give the title to your product with a keyword, it usually adds that keyword to your URL because we did permalinks adjustments when we were working with the settings of WordPress. So we have our keyword in the title, we have our keyword in the URL right here. So that's great. And right here, we have our keyword in description. Since this description is quite short, it's only 100 words, I also included this keyword 2 times in my description. but I usually recommend to write description of around 200 words. It works the best. And as you can see, I included my main keyword in the beginning of my description. So in the first sentence, as you can see, it says introducing the wooden train toy. So we have this checked. We have our keyword at the beginning of our description. And if you will keep reading this description, you will find that there's a place where we could include our keyword. So right here, this train. So instead of saying this train, we could say this wooden train toy. So I'm just gonna type right here, this wooden train toy. So as you can see right now, we have our main keyword in the description 2 times, and we have right here, and we have it at the beginning of our description, which is great. Like I mentioned to you before, your description should be of around 200 words. So we are done with that part. And now we have to make sure that we have our keyword in the photo of our product. So this is our featured image. If I'm gonna select this image, as you can see, I have the title of this image, wooden train toy, and in all text I included this wooden train toy as well. So that's what you want to do with your featured image as well, and that's very important. So don't forget to include your keyword in the title of your image and in the alt text as well. If I would choose other image that is the part of our image gallery, as you can see, I included a bit different variation of this keyword, just wooden train. I don't want to be spammy, so this is the way I do things, and usually it works. And it's just wooden train. And actually this alt text describes the image. That's actually the purpose of alt text. If your image fails to load, you will see a text. Your customers, your visitors will see a text instead of image. That's the purpose of alt text. So we have done this. We have included the other variation of the keyword in the product gallery images. If I would choose this image, as you can see, I included wooden train toy set. So I included a bit different variation, but you could still say this is the keyword we are aiming to. It has wooden train toy, but instead of that, we included wooden train toy set, and that's good. Right here, I just added wooden train coach just to describe this image, since I don't want to be too spammy with my keyword. Right here, I included wooden toy parts because once again, I don't want to be spammy. And here I did the same. So, okay, we can close this one. So we have our keyword in image. We have some different variations in product gallery, which is great. So right here in focus keyword, we can type our focus keyword to check how well we are doing with this product. So I'm just gonna type my keyword wooden train toy and I'm gonna hit enter. Alright, as you can see, we got the yellow mark and it's good. We are not getting better score because it's recommending us to write 600 words, but don't worry about that. It's just focusing on blog posts, and when you're writing descriptions, product descriptions, 200 words are more than enough. So that's good. Even though we got 67 out of 100, that's a really good score, and we should be fine with that. So basically that's how I optimize my products. And as well in product tags, I include wooden toy. As you can see, I have wooden toy tag and I have train. So I usually go with those variations because I know that I might have more products in the future that gonna be wooden toys, and I might have some other toys, train toys, but those toys might not be wooden trains. So I included train as well as a separate tags. But you don't need to over focus on tags. That's just the way I like to do. And it's up to you to explore those settings, those options. And now we can go up and let's go through the things one more time. So don't forget to include your main keyword after you have done your keyword research in the title of your product. And the URL, it's going to be automatically included if you're going to include it in your title. And don't forget to include your keyword about 2 times in the description. And don't forget to include your keyword in the featured image, and include your variations of this keyword and product image gallery. So right here. And as you can see, this is how it's gonna look, and you won't gonna need to do any changes to the snippet, to the meta title or meta description if you're gonna do everything right here. So we can click update, we can click view product, and basically that's all. That's how you optimize your products. Just keep in mind that you should aim at lower competitive keywords because your website is fresh, it doesn't have any backlinks or anything like that, and you want to aim at the keywords that have less competition. So that's all for this lesson.